Imagine digging beneath layers of ancient history, not with a shovel, but just with an open mind, only to discover that maybe everything you thought you knew was, well, a carefully constructed lie.
Mm-hmm.
What if one of history's most infamous traitors was actually a brilliant double agent, and his, 2,000-year-old secret message led to an artifact of, well, unimaginable power?
It's truly amazing how these seemingly separate worlds, cutthroat corporate law, dusty ancient history, and shadowy international intrigue can just collide like that and
Right.
reveal such a huge secret. Our sources show this meticulous, almost forensic process of peeling back centuries of deception, rediscovering stories that weren't just forgotten but actively buried.
Exactly. So for you listening, our mission today is to dive deep into the unearthing of this ancient espionage network. We're going to fundamentally question the real intentions behind some very famous historical accounts.
And then ultimately reveal the shocking whereabouts of a legendary, incredibly significant artifact. It's quite a story.
It really is.
Yeah.
And all of this comes straight from the rich sources you've shared with us. So let's just jump right in. Let's start connecting some dots.
Okay.
Our journey starts, interestingly, in modern-day Rome with a guy named Jonathan Marcus. He's a sharp corporate lawyer, right? Dealing with high-stakes litigation. Very precise world.
Mm-hmm.
Very demanding.
But Jonathan has this sort of secret weapon, a PhD in classics, a deep kind of innate curiosity for antiquity that just sparks back to life the moment he's back in Rome.
It's a fascinating contrast, isn't it? The clash between his legal work, maybe dealing with contracts or whatever, and this pull towards the ancient stones.
Totally. He's looking at Fiumicino Airport, the runway lights, but he's thinking about Portus, the ancient Roman harbor underneath.
Yeah.
Those 2,000-year-old ships buried right there.
Yeah, it shows how the modern world just sits right on top of this deep, complex history, often obscuring it.
And almost at the exact same time, we meet Comandante Profeta. He's the head of Interpol's Antiquities Unit, much grittier side of Rome.
Mm-hmm.
Calm but intense.
Right, the opposite side of the coin from Jonathan's world of, bone china cappuccinos at the firm. Profeta stumbles upon this warehouse, illicit antiquities trafficking.
And the description is visceral, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Reeking of fermented olive oil and sewage. And inside, torn pages of ancient manuscripts, crucially, many from Flavius Josephus, and then this really chilling find, a perfectly preserved first-century corpse.
A first-century corpse. Wow.
Yeah? And what really sends shivers down your spine is the tattoo. Burgundy ink around the navel. Fear, Nike umbilicus orbis terrarum. Victory in the navel of the world. This isn't just a body, it's a clue. A really cryptic one pointing to something much bigger, much more dangerous than just stolen pots.
So, okay, we have Jonathan pulled back into Rome's ancient past almost against his will, and Profeta literally digging it up from a modern crime scene. Two totally different viewpoints.
Converging on this hidden reality.
What does that tattoo, that convergence, tell us right off the bat?
About the stakes. It screams that this isn't just about money or stolen goods. It's about something fundamental. Ancient power, maybe prophecy, some forgotten truth. Umbilicus orbis terrarum, the navel of the world.
That wasn't just Rome thinking it was the center of everything.
Well, yes, but it also specifically referred to sacred foundational sites in the ancient world, like Delphi or Jerusalem. So it immediately elevates the mystery beyond crime. It touches on deep historical, maybe even spiritual origins.
Like someone, centuries ago, left a message about a critical place, a place of power or knowledge.
Exactly, a message meant to survive.
Okay, that's powerful. And while this is brewing, Jonathan's actual job, his task at the firm Dolling & Pierce, is to discredit a Dr. Emili Travia.
Right, and the legal case hinges on these artifacts, fragments of the Forma Urbis, an ancient marble map of Rome.
But this isn't just any old map, is it?
No, far from it. The Forma Urbis was huge, incredibly detailed, originally thought to be just a municipal record, amazing urban planning.
But Jonathan's classics background kicks in again.
It does. Late night, conference room, halogen light. He projects it through the fragments and finds a hidden message. Error TD.
This is a mistake.
Yeah. Revealed by a steganographic writing, basically invisible writing hidden within the marble itself. This isn't ancient graffiti. It's sophisticated, hidden communication, right under the noses of the Roman authorities.
Suggests someone was cleverly working against the empire,
Yeah.
embedding secret messages.
Absolutely. But his firm, they tell him point blank, ignore the mysteries of the ancient world. focus on winning the case.
How are they planning to win?
Ruthlessly. They plan to undermine Emili's testimony by dredging up a past trauma. The discovery of her colleague's brain matter horrifically at a research site in Jerusalem she called a hidden cavern.
Oh, wow.
And get this, when UN investigators went back later, the whole facility was just gone, empty, cleaned out. It suggests this modern-day effort to suppress these ancient secrets is still very active.
So Jonathan's uncovering this incredible secret, potentially rewriting history, but his firm wants him to bury it and attack Emili. And
then he sees her photograph. Dr. Emili Travia, the angel of artifacts.
And he knows her.
Instantly. His past just slams right into the present. She was a Rome Prize winner 7 years back. Someone he knew intimately.
So the stakes just went from professional to deeply, deeply personal. He has to choose his job or this historical truth tied to someone from his past.
It's not just a case anymore. It's everything colliding. His whole life, past and present.
And all of this personal connection, the ancient map secret, it starts to circle around one key figure, Flavius Josephus.
Right. Commandante Profeta actually makes Josephus required reading for his officers, part of their continuing education, he calls it. Josephus, the first-century historian.
Famous as the eyewitness chronicler of the Roman siege of Jerusalem. His book, The Jewish War, or Bellum Iudicium.
Exactly. Hugely popular in the ancient world, the Renaissance. But the accepted story about Josephus himself. He gets captured by the Romans. His whole battalion commits suicide, but he survives.
And then goes on to serve the emperors Vespasian and Titus.
Which led to the centuries-old view of him as a traitor, a turncoat, a rat, as some sources put it, someone who betrayed his own people to save his skin.
But Jonathan has this radical academic theory he's held onto for years, even before his corporate life. He believes Josephus wasn't a traitor at all.
He thinks he was a spy, a deep cover agent.
Precisely, a brilliant one. And he finds evidence, compelling evidence, under the Colosseum.
Yeah.
In those underground passages, the hypogeum.
What kind of evidence?
Names carved into the walls. Clemens, Epaphroditus, Berenice, who was Emperor Titus's mistress, remember, and Joseph ben Matthias.
Okay. And the significance?
History records all of them, except maybe Berenice, as being executed for treason against Rome. Jonathan argues Joseph ben Matthias is Flavius Josephus, his original Hebrew name. These were the members of his spy ring.
Wow, that completely flips the script on Josephus, challenges centuries of thinking.
It really does.
And if you think about it, his position, going from prisoner to personal translator for the emperors, that gave him unbelievable access. He wasn't just surviving, he was perfectly placed.
Strategically positioned.
And Jonathan points out Josephus uses a specific Greek word, hypocrisia, in his writings when talking about intelligence.
Which means?
Espionage. Not just information or news, but specifically espionage. It's not an accident. It strongly backs Jonathan's theory, maybe the greatest intelligence operation of the ancient world.
But that leads to the huge question, the real puzzle here.
Why? Why set up this massive spy network after Jerusalem had fallen? After the temple was destroyed, what was left to save? What was he trying to protect or retrieve?
That's the absolute core of it, isn't it? If the city was lost, what was the mission? So to figure this out, Jonathan reaches out to an old friend, an eccentric academic named Chandler Manning.
Ah, yes, Chandler, now running a sort of commercial mysticism business, right?
Yeah, kind of new agey, but still brilliant. Jonathan and Emili need his help decoding those inscriptions, the ones from the Colosseum. Another from a mural in Nero's Domus Aurea.
And Chandler delivers. He identifies inscriptions like Sacred Tree of Light and references to the Domus Aurea as a Turat Hahita.
An emblem riddle. What does that mean exactly?
It's a really sophisticated, ancient technique. Multilingual Latin and Hebrew here mixed with amuletic symbols. Classic tradecraft for hiding crucial information right out in the open.
Layer upon layer of concealment. Only decipherable if you knew what to look for.
Precisely. And Sandler figures out the Tree of Light isn't just symbolic, it's a direct, veiled reference to the menorah.
The actual menorah from Herod's temple. The 8-foot-tall, solid gold one.
That's what Chandler hypothesizes. And specifically, its seventh flame. This wasn't just light. It held immense spiritual meaning, an eternal decree, supposedly burning since Moses' time, a symbol of the covenant.
So Josephus's mission wasn't just saving an object. It was preserving this potent symbol of faith, of identity.
Exactly, the enduring connection.
Okay, but here's where things get really dark. Our sources mention this figure, Salah ad-Din. Jonathan's grandfather apparently had this deep, almost obsessive connection to him.
And Salah ad-Din was also looking for an artifact, one he called Titus's mistake.
Yes, but with a terrifying twist. The suspicion grows that Salah ad-Din isn't trying to find something for preservation. He's trying to destroy it, to literally erase the history of a Jewish temple on the Temple Mount.
Eradication, not recovery. That's chilling.
And it gets worse. The chilling truth comes out. Salah ad-Din is actually Sharif Labag.
Emili's colleague. The one presumed dead after that incident in Jerusalem.
The very same. He's been manipulating both Jonathan and Emili for years, a truly Machiavellian long game.
He orchestrated the catacomb collapse, the one they barely survived.
Yes. Specifically to destroy their research, discredit them, and stop the truth about Josephus the spy theory from ever surfacing.
My God. So his motive isn't just finding the menorah.
It's destroying it. To sever those historical ties, erase Judeo-Christian history from that site, and assert a new political and cultural narrative through destruction.
That's not just theft or greed. That's cultural violence on a profound scale, rewriting the past by annihilating it.
And just as this personal betrayal explodes, Comandante Profeta's official investigation is closing in. His team finds surveillance footage,
Don't tell me.
showing Lieutenant Rufio, one of Profeta's own officers, helping Salah ad-Din with illicit activities at the Colosseum, taking money.
A mole inside the antiquities unit. The conspiracy goes deep.
Deep. The Carabinieri now connects everything. The warehouse raid, the Colosseum explosion, the murder of Professor Chinari, who was also helping Salah ad-Din. It's all one vast, terrifying plot.
And how is Salah ad-Din getting access for all this, especially on the Temple Mount?
Through the Waqf Authority. It's a secretive Islamic land trust that's administered the Temple Mount for centuries. He's using that jurisdiction to run unauthorized digs.
With less delicate means, the sources say.
Bulldozers. Literally raping sacred strata, destroying archaeological layers that hold priceless information. He's not just digging, he's erasing.
And that corpse found earlier, the Princess of Jerusalem with the tattoo.
Turns out the tattoo, Navel of the World, is tied to the location of a hidden gate within the Dome of the Rock. A key clue in Sharif's twisted quest to find and annihilate the menorah.
The stakes just keep getting higher. It's a race against time, literally against the destruction of history.
Absolutely. Jonathan and Emili, now fully allied, desperate, meet Mosè Orvietti. He's an archivist from the Jewish ghetto, and he's on the run from Salah ad-Din.
And he holds a key piece of the puzzle.
A crucial piece. He reveals that Giuseppe Valadier, a brilliant 19th century papal architect, secretly preserved Josephus's clues centuries later.
How? Why?
Valadier figured out the menorah the Vatican had was just a replica, not the real one. So he found an old map of Jerusalem, one discovered earlier in the Domus Aurea, copied it onto a synagogue wall in the ghetto, and left his sketches to the Jewish community, safeguarding Josephus's secret.
Wow, an incredible chain of preservation across centuries, passing the torch.
Brilliant, long-term tradecraft, as you said. Orvietti tells them Valadier's final clue is hidden in a mezuzah, that small scroll on a doorpost on the Arch of Titus.
The arch depicting the Romans carrying the menorah spoils, the one Valadier restored.
Exactly. Jonathan looks closely and finds a hidden compartment in the numeral 3, which is an unconventional way to write 4, a deliberate marker left by Valadier.
Clever. And inside?
A vellum scroll. And on it, a line from Josephus that had baffled scholars for ages. A captivo ad ostia Romae.
From the captive to the gates of Rome.
Right. Scholars never knew what it referred to. The noun was missing in Josephus's text. But now, with all the context.
It's the menorah. The menorah was taken from the captive to the gates of Rome. Ostia, the ancient port.
Bingo. That obscure line becomes the final, crystal-clear instruction. The menorah isn't in Rome. It was smuggled out through Ostia.
So the race is on. To Ostia, Jonathan and Emili, united now against Salah ad-Din's destructive plan.
It's a desperate dash to protect history itself.
They get to Ostia, and Salah ad-Din's men are already there, digging. Disguised as street repairmen, shows how deep their operation runs.
So brazen. Jonathan and Emili find the ruins of the ancient synagogue there, and inside, a fresco.
A fresco depicting what?
Josephus himself. Smuggling the menorah off a Roman warship. It's the visual proof they needed. Validation for everything.
Incredible, a direct message from the past.
They quickly locate the Domus Fulminata, the House of Divine Fire. It was a disguised pagan temple, a brilliant hiding place. Nobody would look for the menorah there.
Hiding it right under their noses again. Genius.
And this leads to the final confrontation. Underneath Ostia, in an ancient reservoir, Salah ad-Din, Sharif, drops all masks.
He admits everything, the manipulation.
Everything. He tells them he lured them back to Rome specifically to destroy who they once were, their research, their connection to this truth. and to eradicate the Judeo-Christian history the menorah embodies.
His goal wasn't just possession, it was obliteration. I seek power from destroying it, he says. Pure ideological fanaticism.
It's chilling. And then in this climax, Museo Vietti, the archivist, does something incredible.
He figures something out.
He deciphers the reservoir's design. 7 staircases representing the Sephiro, the divine attributes from Kabbalah. He identifies the Netzach eternity staircase as the 7th branch Josephus saved, the eternal light.
Symbolic key.
And then sacrifice. The dam wall starts to collapse, water rushing in. It's chaotic, almost biblical, like the splitting of the Red Sea. Vietti realizes the Netzach platform is the safe spot. He stands firm, guides Jonathan and Emili to safety, and is swept away.
He secures the future by honoring the past, a final, profound act of faith.
Exactly. And in that chaos, Jonathan and Emili find it, hidden in the reservoir wall, a long branch of the solid gold menorah.
After 2 millennia.
Yeah. A muted, lustrous glow, massive, real, finally unearthed. Salah ad-Din escapes in the confusion, but the menorah, or part of it, is found. Jonathan and Emili are forever changed.
Their journey just completely reshaped them. Unearthing this truth changed everything.
What an absolutely incredible deep dive this has been. Following these threads, a lawyer's hidden talent, a cop's intuition, a tattoo, a map secret, an archivist's wisdom.
All converging, layer by layer, to unravel this conspiracy that aimed to literally erase history.
And in stopping that, they rewrote history, showed us a story far more complex, far more heroic than the one we thought we knew.
It really forces you to ask, doesn't it? How much of our accepted history isn't lost, but deliberately buried, disguised, manipulated?
Right. If Josephus, the ultimate traitor, was actually a hero protecting something sacred, what else have we got wrong?
It's a huge reminder that history isn't static. It's alive. It's constantly being reshaped, revealed, rediscovered, often by people brave enough to look past the official story.
And what a thrill it is to uncover that hidden knowledge with you. This whole deep dive just makes you want to question everything, dig deeper, never assume the first story is the whole story.
Indeed. And it leaves you with a pretty heavy thought. In a world drowning in information, how do we even tell truth from manipulation anymore? And what responsibility do we have when we stumble upon histories that powerful forces, maybe for centuries, wanted kept buried? This journey reminds us the past is always present, always being fought over, sometimes in archives and hidden passages right beneath our feet.